Welcome to the HETV Game of the Week. Tonight we have 3-0 Barrington taking on 2-1 Wheeling, which is under Brent Perlman, who won 3 state titles at Prospect before coming here. Before his arrival, this Wheeling program only won 7 games in 3 years, and now they're 2-1. And Brent Perlman is starting to turn the team around. They've had one setback this year against Conant, which we broadcast a couple of weeks ago, and that was a setback because Conant played real good line play, good play against their running game. Last week, Barrington beat Hersey 32-15. The Barrington defense did a terrific job of slowing the running game of Hersey, held it to only 43 yards and 28 carries. On the other hand, the Hersey quarterback was able to complete 18 of 31 passes for 187 yards. So we can be sure that Wheeling is going to try to pass the ball more tonight than they typically do. They've been heavily a running team this year, piling up a very high average on the ground. The Barrington defensive line is very strong. Key linemen include Jason Harris, David Danhauer, Kyle Metterk, and a junior by the name of Cooper Van Kampen. The Barrington offense had 139 yards rushing last week and 109 passing. One of the big pluses for Barrington this year is the performance of their new quarterback, junior John Davidson, who has completed 76% of his passes so far this year. And he's got 6 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. The Barrington offensive line is a big, strong line. It averages 252 pounds a man. It includes Alex Serrano at 280, Brent Morrison, another big player, and Matt Reisler is a starter. We'll see all of them tonight. The linebacking crew for Barrington is experienced and tough. The middle linebacker inside, there's two inside linebackers, Jake Kuhn and Mark Bornhofer. They'll be called upon to try to stop that Wheeling running game, which is very heavily an up-the-middle running game. They use a spread offense. They try to spread the defense out, but they'll hit you with quick openers up the middle, and that's where the linebackers have to go to work and stop that running game. On defense, on the defensive back, Scotty Miller will be back there. He's about the only player on Barrington that goes both ways. He's a wide receiver on offense and a cornerback on defense, and I believe he's the fastest player on the team. Last week, Wheeling beat Palatine, a good Palatine team, 31-21, and they piled up 271 yards rushing. They had the ball for 73 plays, and Palatine only had 43 plays. So they had ball control, and they ran the football, and that's what Barrington is going to try to stop tonight. Wheeling had a total of 404 yards of offense last week. Their quarterback ran for an average of 5.9. That's Amani is their quarterback. Defensive backs are a strength of the Wheeling defense. That's Tyler Urban, Charlie Chedek, and Isaac Branch. Isaac Branch plays both ways. He's back full-time. He had an injury the first couple of games, but he's playing full-time. He was the leading rusher on their team last year with about 990 yards of rushing. We've got statistics for the first 3 games here. They show some patterns that are interesting. Wheeling has averaged 375 yards, 245 on the ground, and 129 passing. So they're 66% of their yardage is gained on the ground. Barrington will have to work to stop that, and Barrington has a strong ground defense. They've held opponents to 111 on the ground, and so that's a real key for Barrington is the performance of their run defense. When Barrington has the ball, they've had a very balanced offense, almost the same amount of yardage running and passing. I think tonight, to take advantage of the fact that Wheeling has allowed 176 yards rush against the rush, but only 67 yards a game against the pass, I think we'll see Barrington emphasize the run where Wheeling appears to be vulnerable and not pass quite as perhaps pass a little less than they have so far. I think both teams are going to try to exploit each other's weaknesses, and Barrington is going to run more than usual. Wheeling is going to pass more than usual. To the extent that Wheeling succeeds with their passing game may determine whether this is a good close game or not. Barrington is the bigger, more physical team. If they start to run the ball well, they could take control of this game, much the way Conant did a couple of weeks ago. So it's really to watch the passing game of Wheeling. That can make this a close game. If they're not successful, Barrington should take control of this game and win it by a convincing margin. Not a rout, but just by perhaps a touchdown or two. Wheeling is lined up to receive the opening kickoff. We've got Barrington hosting Wheeling. Barrington kicking off toward the north end zone. It's bobbled and now picked up. Barrington closes and makes the tackle at about the 17-yard line there. That was bobbled at the goal line, and then retrieved by the return man who brought it out to the 17.
That was number 3 on the return for Wheeling.
Barrington will go on defense here. They've had a good year on defense. They're averaging, allowing only 111 yards rushing, so that's toward the lower end of most teams. And Barrington will be working to stop this Wheeling run game, which is very potent. They've averaged 245 yards a game on the ground.
There's delay of game against Wheeling. So not a good way for the Wildcats to start the game.
Early mistake. They had bad field position. They now have worse. They're down at about the 12 or 13 yard line at this point. Barrington has a couple of veteran middle inside linebackers who have been a real key to their ground defense.
Handoff, sweep around the left, turning it back.
Reversing the field.
There's a flag and tackled for a loss.
That was Isaac Branch. He did not play much in their first couple of games. We saw him in a little light action against Conant 2 weeks ago. He came in as a receiver for a little while, but he's generally been a heavy-duty ball carrier for them all last season. He gained 990 yards. He's said to be at full health now. He had an ankle sprain that kept him out of the first game altogether, and very limited service in the second game. He played last week and played quite well.
So the offside penalty declined. Brings up 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, and they're all the way back working on their own 13-yard line here.
Throws out complete, across the 20.
And that's Amani Dennis, the quarterback. This is his 3rd year as a starter, and he's brought down on that play by number 27, Terry McGovern, defensive back for Barrington, who is a 5'9", 175-pound senior. That brings up 3rd and about 4.
Takes the handoff. Ball tipped at the line. Ball's incomplete. We'll bring up 4th and 4.
Barrington will go on offense. For the year, they're just about dead even in total yardage accumulated, their yardage between passing and running. Here's the punt formation.
Oh, snap.
Wheeling gets it off. It's a weak punt. It takes more of a Barrington bounce and sits down. So Barrington will get very good field position out of this situation. They're
at the 36-yard line.
about the 36.
First and 10, Barrington.
And Barrington has had a strong offense this year. They've averaged 359 yards total, and about an even distribution between running and passing yardage. Here's the new quarterback this year, junior John Davidson.
Hands it off up the middle. Good gain by number 20.
Hands it off to Kanasic, and he's a 5'7", 175-pound senior who's played a fair amount the last couple of years. It's always a challenge to get to pronounce his name correctly. But
handoff up the middle, a short yardage, close to the first down. Needed 2 on the carry.
McQuancy that time again. I think I did a little better. He picked up
about 1.
About 1 on that. That brings up 3rd and 1, and with this big Barrington line, we can expect them to pound it up the middle for this. And there it is.
Off right tackle has got the first down, picks up about 4 yards.
Going for the first.
So McQuanzi moved this change for Barrington. First and 10 from the 23.5.
Barrington in a spread offense like so many of the schools. And
hands it off to the motion man, number 24.
That's Bigham going to the right.
Taken down at the 20-yard line.
He's one of the wide receivers who gets involved in the run game for Barrington.
So 2nd and about 7.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Again, hands off to the motion man, coming around the other way. Number 16 makes a couple men miss.
Pfeiffer, that's another one of the receivers who also gets involved in the run game. And
so 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Barrington starting with this good field position and basically just running the football here. That's where Wheeling has had its difficulty stopping the run this year. Here's a pass.
Oh, hit him in the hands.
It's a good pass, good quick release from the junior quarterback who's completed 76% of his passes this year. That one was catchable, but in this instance it was dropped, so that'll bring up 2nd down. Not a bad play call there. Everybody was looking for the run.
Oh, and there's a whistle.
Davidson had a couple of really good games to start the season. He was 14 of 15 in the 2nd game of the season.
It's a 5-yard motion penalty against Barrington. Sets it back, makes it 2nd and 12. Quarterback's rolling.
Here's Davidson rolling to his right. And
touchdown.
He's got a touchdown. He threaded the needle there. There were 2
number
Wheeling
1
defenders.
Reception.
That is Scotty Miller, the fastest man on the Barrington team, that got free just enough. And Davidson was able to throw a very accurate pass into the end zone for the touchdown. And we saw there an example of the accuracy of his passing, as well as the first pass that got dropped was right where it should be.
Kick is up and it's good.
So Barrington with some running and then some passing at the end to score the touchdown. Goes up 7-0 here with 9:05 left in the first quarter. So a very early touchdown for Barrington off of the good field position plus some good execution on offense here. And they take a very early lead in this game.
Barrington benefiting from the early wheeling mistakes, the penalties, and then the very poor punt, setting them up on the 35-yard line. And they're able to drive the 35 yards needed for the touchdown. So Barrington getting ready to kick it off again here. The kick is up, comes down short, taken around the 5. Makes a few men miss out to about the 30 or 26, 27 yard line. So Wheeling with a little better field position to start this time.
That was Josh Diaz on the return. He saw a lot of action when Isaac Branch was injured in the first couple of games and did quite well filling in that capacity. So Wheeling better field position this time on the 28. 1st and 10.
Okay. He's sacked.
He's sacked, and it's number 96 coming in there. That's Jason Harris, a rangy 6'5", 215-pound defensive lineman, coming in from, I believe, left defensive end that time, and made the sack on Dennis.
Lost him about 6 yards there.
Both of these lines for Barrington are strong and physical, and they have they haven't had a really close game all season.
The whistle blows again. Another delay a game against Wheeling. That's 2 of them. Not sure if the quarterback's not getting the play call in time or just not paying attention to the play clock or what's going on. But a sack followed by a penalty. 2nd and 21, 22. Hands it off along the left side.
Got a little bit there, but
that's about the 21, 22 yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and quite long, 3rd and 22.
It's 3rd down.
Wheeling is averaging 129 yards passing for the season. Here, Dennis back to pass. He gets off a high pass to the right. It's brought in out there.
Oh.
Brought in by number 11, Tyler Urban, who plays both ways for this Wheeling team. He's a defensive back as well. Makes quite a nice catch on that one. Dennis threw a very high pass and Urban ran under it. This is what Wheeling is going to have to do tonight to really make this a really tight ball game.
1st and 10 from the 38.
Hands it off up the middle, and there's just nothing there.
Not much running room, and typically that's been the main element of the offense for Wheeling. They've had a tremendous running game this year, averaging 245 yards a game so far. 271 last week against Palatine. But on that play, it was about 0.
2nd and 10 from the 38.
Hands it off
There-
again,
there
up
it
the
is.
middle, and again, nothing there.
Defensive line for Barrington is picking up where they left off last week. They held Hersey to a mere 43 yards rushing last week, and
So 3rd and 8 coming up.
two middle linebackers, Jake Kuhn and Mark Bornhofen.
Makes the handoff, has to scramble
There's
to
Dennis
his right.
scrambling around. He gets off the pass.
Good
And
defense
good
by number
coverage.
1.
That's Scotty Miller, who goes both ways. And as I've indicated, the fastest player on the team. He was right where he needed to be on that one. That was Tyler Urban trying to make the catch, and Urban is certainly one of the fastest, if not the fastest player on the Wheeling team. That brings up 4th down.
And Wheeling going to go for it. After that last punt, I can't blame him. Fakes the
Here's
handoff.
Dennis running again from the rush, and he gets some room. Runs out of the closing lineman there, and picks up the 1st down.
Goes out of bounds about the 20-yard line.
Showed us some blazing speed on that run. So Wheeling gets down to the 20-yard line with the 1st down.
1st and 10, Wheeling.
Number 25, Diaz, is in the backfield again. So even though Branch is healthy, Diaz played well in the first couple of games, and he's seeing action now. He gets the football on this one, goes in the middle for a
No gain.
very, probably, no gain, or maybe half a foot or something. Brought down by Danhauer in the middle of that Barrington defense. Defensive lineman, 6 foot, 215, number 46 out there.
So 5:30 to go in the 1st period. And they're going to lose yardage on that. Looked like a read option that had really no option, because it was read by the Barrington defense.
Brought down again by Danhauer.
So they lose about 4 yards on that carry. 3rd and 14.
Barrington run defense showing what they've held opponents on average to 111, but last week was the best they've done against the run. That was only 43, so they're getting better as the season goes on. Here they come. There's an attempt to get the ball away there. They're going to say that he was down, or if that's grounding. In any event, it's
3rd down, 4th down, excuse me.
they're going to say that he was down. So
Calling that an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, that he was trying to pass, and he was in the process of being tackled, and the ball popped out. And
Wheeling's
just went
going for
nowhere.
the field
Here's Wheeling
goal.
trying for a fairly long field goal. That's Peter Trujillo,
And nowhere
and
close.
it's way off to the left and short.
The attempted field goal.
So the ball goes over on downs. Barrington will have it at their own 20 with 4:29 left in the 1st quarter. And a 7-0 lead.
Barrington takes possession. 1st and 10 at their own 20.
So Barrington frustrates that effort by Wheeling. They got down there in good position to do something on that run by Dennis, but couldn't do anything further.
Hands it off the right side. Picks up 7 or 8.
That was number 20, Damaso McQuanzi. 42.
That was
Alan
DeQuanzi
Butler,
again.
Gain of 7 for Damaso. 2nd and 3.
McQuanzi gets the football again, and this time he's going to be right around the 1st down marker.
Looks like he's got it. He's able to sneak through the line there, break a tackle. That's just an effort first down there.
Bunch of Wildcats, including number 20, John Capel, in on the stop.
Barrington, of course, will try for ball control here and running the football to keep this potentially explosive Wheeling offense off the field.
Little swing pass.
That's Scotty Miller.
Makes
he picks
a
up.
man miss.
He looks like he may have gotten the first down.
He's
on
very
that little
close.
swing. He pushed out of bounds right at about the 38-yard line marker, where that's the first down marker.
Pass and catch.
And it is a first down.
At the 42.
McQuanzi and Davidson in the backfield there. Davidson waits for the snap. McQuanzi gets the ball, and he's met after a little gain. His forward motion will be perhaps a couple of yards. And that was Dylan Draka, 53 of Wheeling, making the tackle there.
Gain of 2. Second and 8 of the 44.
Both of these teams using the popular spread offense. There's 3 receivers left this time. It goes complete to number 13 there. That's Cole Walsh, wide receiver for Barrington, a senior.
And he's got the first down.
Got another first down for Barrington.
That's a first down.
So Barrington mixing it up well with the run and the pass.
They've got such an accurate passing game that even in a situation like this where, well, here's another pass off, and it's all the way down
About the
to
20-yard line.
that's Mitchell Pfeiffer, wide receiver, taking a swing pass wide right, and it looks like the screen passes, the sideline passes are a little more open than going over the middle. This Wheeling pass defense has limited opponents to only 67 yards a game on average, but Barrington is throwing the football sideways here and getting good yardage. Here's another one out to McQuanzi, and he's got big yardage going all the way down.
Not to about the 7-yard line. 8-yard line, I guess they're going to mark it.
So Barrington using the sideline passes, the little swing passes here very effectively, throwing under that tough secondary that Wheeling has.
And the receivers are able to make the first man miss and then run for positive yardage afterwards.
3 receivers to the right this time. McQuanzi takes it right up the middle. Barrington with a big 260-pound or so line on offense.
And flags fly. It looks like Wheeling may have jumped. We'll see if they were drawn off or just trying to anticipate the snap count. Encroachment, half the distance.
Second and goal from the 3.
This is a tight formation now this time, an obvious run formation.
And
Gets
he's
good
in.
yardage, and he's in for the touchdown. That's Henderson on the carry for the touchdown, and Barrington goes up 14-0 or 13-0. We've got a kick. We've got the try for the point coming up. 13-0, and there's an even 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And the kick is up, and it's good.
Barrington goes up 14-0, and the one thing that we're seeing here that wasn't fully anticipated was the sideline pass. The swing pass is working very effectively. They're throwing under that Wheeling secondary and achieving great results with it. They used the swing pass about 3-4 times on that drive. And Davidson is executing those passes very effectively and continues to play very well. He has to have one of the highest completion percentages in the metropolitan area, coming into this game at 76%. And if he keeps completing these short swing passes, he's not going to go much below that tonight.
So Wheeling able to hit a couple big plays, but ultimately not make it into the end zone. They're going to have to do something on this possession, or Barrington may run away and hide.
So for the third time tonight, Wheeling is back to accept the kickoff.
The third time in the first quarter. Oh, onside kick.
Onside kick. It's going to be picked up by Barrington, it appears.
Yes, it
although there's a
is.
big scramble out there. Perhaps it bounced around some, but it looked like Barrington covered that.
So Barrington recovers the onside kick and will go on offense again with 1:55 left to go.
Barrington already with 14-0 lead, and now they've got the football in very good field position here with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And they seem to have found a possible weakness in that Wheeling defense with these swing passes. Have not been covered very tight. That probably will be changing shortly as the Wheeling defensive coaches start to have their players move up a little bit. Here's Davidson looking downfield this time. Throws deep. And he's got Miller for the touchdown. He's got Miller streaking down the field in the end zone for a touchdown. Barrington is now up 20-0 with 1:48 in the first quarter. Barrington looking awfully sharp here. I believe they're toward the lower end of a couple of the metropolitan polls right now, but they're playing like a top-notch team right now. One that should be ranked very high in the Chicago area if they continue to play like this. And
that
it's
kick is good.
21-0 with 1:48 to go in the first quarter. So it's been all Barrington here, except for a good drive by Wheeling where they got down to the 20-yard line and then sputtered at that point.
Well, it's not too often you see 2 touchdowns by the same team in 12 seconds.
Those were close together, and Barrington had been using little swing passes, and that time they elected to go very deep and throw over the secondary, and it worked for a touchdown.
So going against their own tendency there, may have sucked the defense in, allowing them to get deep.
Barrington certainly made the best of that onside kick recovery and put another touchdown on the board right away. Now they're, for the 4th time in this game, Wheeling is receiving a kickoff.
They're taking about the 3-yard line, up past the 20, out to the 27, 28. That was number 3 for Wheeling on the run back.
That's Branch on the run back.
So 1:42 left in the first quarter. Wheeling desperately needing to get something going here.
Well, I thought at the outset Wheeling would have to open it up a bit against this strong Barrington defense.
Hands off to number 3. No, he keeps it.
Dennis on a keeper play. That's been one of their more effective running plays tonight.
Well, he faked me out on it, out close to a first down.
And it is a first down. So Dennis on the keeper play picks up a first down. Danhauer at the center of that line, or actually the right tackle on that line.
Reverse action up the middle, not much there, maybe 2 yards.
Hasn't been much in the middle of that Barrington line all night. 91 is out there, Cooper Van Kampen.
Wrench making like it was a quarterback keeper on the left side, handed it off on a counter move back to the center, but Barrington defense was there waiting for it.
96 is out there, Kyle Meckert on defensive line, and here comes
and the whistle
defense.
blew.
A whistle blew. The walk-off is against
False start.
Wheeling.
Illegal procedure call against Wheeling.
So the illegal procedure costs them 5. They get 2nd and 12. Wheeling just picking up penalties.
Dennis is getting the snap. He gives it to Diaz, I believe, and
Yeah, but
curls in there for a little yardage. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5.
so picked up about 7 on that
About
one.
7 yardage on that. It looked for a moment as though he might find a seam and go, but still 7 is a good gain. That puts them in position to try for a first down here. It's 3rd and 5. And
Clock counting down, 8 seconds left. We'll see if they get another play in here.
Dennis waiting for the snap from center.
And time expired.
Time expired before the snap. So that's the end of the first quarter with the score 21-0, and Barrington has looked very impressive. Their running game, their passing game, swing passes, and then maybe the real highlight of the first quarter was that long pass to Scotty Miller for a touchdown that made it 21-0. The passing of Davidson has been very sharp. The running game has been strong. The defensive line for Barrington has been containing and stopping the Wheeling running game, which last week soared for 271 yards, and they've had 2 or 3 runs of consequence so far in this game, and most of the time they've been stopped for no gain or 1 or 2 yards.
So that last play kind of wraps up Wheeling's whole offense this evening. They're just a little behind, don't have it together.
Here they are, 3rd down, trying to get a first down here and keep a drive going.
So 3rd and 5 coming up here.
Perlman likes to have his teams go up the middle a lot, but that's the teeth of the Barrington defense, with the defensive line and the linebackers all playing so well. Now they're in a standard spread with 2 right and 2 left receivers. Dennis gets the snap. He gives it to Branch, and he finds very little running room, and that'll bring up 4th down. Danhauer on another tackle out there. And there's a player down for Wheeling at this moment.
That's number 33.
That's Charlie Sept, who is mainly a wide receiver, I believe. Trying to be in on the blocking scheme there and got shaken up a little bit, but he's off the field and on his own power. So it's 4th down and Wheeling will punt again. Scotty Miller is back to receive the punt. He goes both ways, he returns punts. Scotty is at about the 21. It's fielded by the other returner and brought out to about the 42-yard line, roughly.
So about 11-yard return on that. Back to the 41. So Barrington going back on offense.
Wondering if Barrington will attack the middle of that Wheeling defense with the run a little more here. That might be an opportunity for them. They've run some tonight, but they had such success with the swing passes a couple drives ago that they elected to do quite a bit of that. Here's Davidson waiting. Kawanzi goes up the middle and he gets big yardage. Almost, he's close, a little short of the first down on that first down
about
run.
8 yards.
That'll bring up 2nd and 2.
8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 for the 49.
That was Nate King is now in. He gets the ball from Davidson and
He's dropped almost immediately.
he's going to be short of the first down. It brings up 3rd and 1. And Barrington with its big line and will likely pound it up the middle here. Here's Davidson looking to the sideline for a play. Here goes King, and he squirts off right tackle there, it looks like, and he found a little room there and picks up the first down.
Second effort picks up about 5 yards there. He was stopped right about the line of scrimmage, kept his feet moving, and was able to squirt through, carry a couple men, pick up the first down.
Here's Davidson again. Oh, he just slightly overthrew. That's number 24. That's Dylan Bingham. He was open, and the throw was just slightly over him, or it likely would have been a touchdown. So Barrington's passing game, even when it's not effective, it shows how it's so close to being effective. Here's King again, and he picked up good yardage on that second down play.
Picked up about 6 yards, out to the 40.
Stop for Wheeling. It's 3rd and 4 from the 40.
Third and 4 at the 40 here. Here's Davidson giving it to King, and King is going wide this time, and he flags all over the place. He was pushed out of bounds right around the first down marker, but we've got several flags on the ground right now.
Holding against Barrington.
The call is holding against Barrington.
So that'll move him back.
It brings up a 3rd and fairly long, third and 9, I believe. We'll see if got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Can expect Davidson to be throwing fairly deep here. And it's complete for the first down.
Oh, and he dropped that fumble, and Wheeling's recovered.
Wheeling got it. It was appeared to be complete, but fumbled.
Bronco pass was complete.
It's hit very hard.
Looks like
That was Pfeiffer that caught the ball, made a nice catch, but then got hit very hard by one of the Wheeling defensive backs and couldn't hold on to the football, and the recovery goes over to Wheeling, and they're back on offense again with a first down at the 32-yard line.
Well, Wheeling certainly needed that. We'll see if they can develop some momentum from the turnover here. 9 minutes left.
Here's Dennis, spread formation as usual, gets the snap and gives it off to the running back. I believe that's Branch in there right now. Turns it in and runs hard and picks up a little yardage, about 4 yards.
38, Julius Smith in on the stop for Barrington. 4-yard gain for Isaac. 2nd and 6 from the 36.
Diaz now in at the running back position next to Dennis. 2nd and 6.
Takes the handoff. He's
Here's
looking,
Dennis
rolling.
looking downfield. He's scrambling, and
Rolling.
he's now
Yeah.
reversing his field. He gets right about back to the line of scrimmage, a little short, and he's tackled. He didn't find the running room that he was hoping for there by reversing his field, and some of the Barrington defense came up and made the tackle there. That was, I believe,
Would have been better off throwing that ball away.
so it's third down play again.
7 yards to go.
It's a run play with Branch, and he's met and brought down right at
Just across the 40, about the 41. So
well, very close,
about a
but it's a
yard
little short.
Tripped him up. It's 4th short from the 41.
To score 21-0 and at the 41, but it looks like they're going to punt it away. Possibility of a fake here. You're down 21-0. It's early in the game for that sort of thing, but only 1 yard to go. But it's being punt away. It's a high punt,
but short.
and it gets a wheeling bounce and goes all the way down to the
25.
25-yard line. Goes out of bounds, so there's no return for Barrington. They take over and with the score 21-0 and 6:45 remaining in the first half.
Quarterback keeper up the middle.
And
Room to
Davidson,
run.
who has run effectively in a few games. He had 54 yards, I believe, last week.
He's got the first
And
down.
he picks up a first down. The offensive line for Barrington, Alex Serrano, 6'3", 280, number 71.
Hands off
Here's-
on the left side, number 16.
It's Pfeiffer,
Across the 50.
the wide receiver, in a crossing pattern there, and picking up decent yardage on that one, about 4 yards or so.
Number 3, Isaac Branch.
Nick Bart, also an offensive lineman for Barrington, 6'2", 270. He's number 73. Here's Davidson.
That ball hit the ground. Pass was too short. Receiver tried to pick it off his shoelaces. Couldn't do it before the nose hit the ground, so he short hopped it.
Pass was just a little bit short, but throwing very with good velocity. Davidson with another completion. This time it's to Pfeiffer again. A bunch of flags after the catch and after the.
And there's another flag.
While we're stopped, Brent Morrison is another big offensive lineman, number 69 for Barrington. He's 6'3", 280 pounds. This big line has been pass blocking and run blocking all night, and we've got a 21-0 game right now.
There was a personal foul call against Wheeling.
Personal foul on Wheeling and unsportsmanlike against Barrington, so the penalty's offset. So it'll be a first down. Barrington has it at the 36.
Wheeling playing three linebackers deep. It's complete out there. Flag flies again.
Oh, number 2 on the reception for Barrington.
That's Moran, Seamus Moran, wide receiver.
There's a flag here on the play. The call is a personal foul, illegal helmet contact against Wheeling.
So illegal helmet contact, that'll add some yardage there, moves it down to the 10-yard line, giving Barrington a first to goal with 5:47.
After the walk-off, it's first and goal, Broncos from the 10.
First and goal from the 10.
Hands off around the left side.
It's Henderson taking it wide left, and
Ball carrier was number 2, Seamus Moran. 55, Alec Gaffin, the tackle for Wheeling. 4-yard gain, second and goal from the 6.
Henderson, a rather stout running back. He's 5'7", 225 pounds.
And the whistle blows.
Built low to the ground. He's
Full start against Barrington. It'll cost him 5.
The motion ball there against the offense, Barrington. 5 yards. Ball moves back to the 11. Second and goal from there.
well, they're back to the 11-yard line now with the penalty. There's Davidson rolling right and looking. He's got, he almost had the receiver. Was pretty well covered, which forced the pass to be at the outer reaching area there, and it didn't quite connect.
Holding against Wheeling.
Holding against Wheeling, okay, that make it. That will set up Barrington with half the distance here, so second down and second and just a little over 5 yards to go here. Barrington goes to a power formation now with 3 running backs right next to the quarterback Davidson. Goes to the, or no,
Davidson in, touchdown.
It's quite a fake there to Henderson, and Davidson kept it himself and took it in. 27-0 here with 5:01 remaining in the first half. Barrington has won all of its games big this year, and the way this game is starting out, it could fit that pattern. It's 28-0 with 5:01 remaining in the first half, and Barrington in control here, running the football well, passing the football well, and playing fine defense. Especially their defensive line has been very tough against this Wheeling run game, which has, over the course of the season, has averaged 245 yards, and they're gaining far less than they're typical tonight, that's for sure. So there's yet another kickoff coming up to Wheeling.
Barrington special teams getting a workout today.
Fourth game of the season, and Barrington certainly looks in mid-season form, although they've been playing well all year. Wheeling has two receivers just outside of the end zone for this one. Kick, it's low, but it's
blows.
Deep. We've got another whistle here.
Delay of game against Barrington.
Try it again from back 5 yards. Diaz and Branch will be back for this kickoff, and with the penalty, they should have an opportunity to
get at least
this
decent
one
field position
and make something out of it, perhaps. Goes the kick again. It's up. It's a low. It's fielded by Branch. He runs straight ahead, now turns right, and he's met there by a couple of Barrington tacklers and brought down short of the 30-yard line. It looks like they're marking it at about the 28.
First and 10, Wheeling from the 28, just under 5 minutes left here in the first half.
and off up the middle. About 3 by Branch. So second and 7.
Well, with it 28-0, it would, and with the running game being defensed so well by Barrington, it looks like the arm of Manny Dennis looms very large in whatever chance Wheeling has to get back into this football game. Gives it to
He's
Branch, and
throwing
Branch
for a loss.
is throwing for a loss there. They didn't fool anyone with that one. Branch coming across from right to left there and met as he got the football.
Barrington defense just playing in the Wheeling backfield.
Barrington linebackers bearing down. Here's a run to the right, and we've got it's Sept carrying the football. He's a receiver primarily. Taking it out of the spread formation and running the football. That will bring up 4th and 5 and a punting situation here with little over 3 minutes left in the first half. Wheeling waiting for a play from Brent Perlman.
And they're going to talk it over.
Now they're going to talk it over.
So Wheeling having a chance to talk it over decides they're going to punt it away.
With 2:50 left in the half and trailing 28-0, but it's a 4th down with 5 at the 33. Punt is nice and high, and it bounds about. Be no return on this one, and it settles down at about the 30.
At the 32-yard line there.
Barrington will come on defense again.
They'll come on
offense again, and with 2:38. Let's see if they can add to their lead here, which is already 28-0. Davison having quite a half of running and passing. He's run for a touchdown. He's passed very well. Here comes a run.
A lot of room.
McQuanzi, and he's all the way out to about the 47 or so. 48. Picks up a quick first down. They're moving the markers. The clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 30 seconds exactly. Now it goes again. It's started up.
McQuanzi able to break some tackles on that one, pick up good yards.
There's Davidson, gives to McQuanzi again, and it's good yardage.
Leveled at the 45.
Big offensive line clearing the way there, and it's looks like about a 7-yard gain or so.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Here's McQuanzi again. Picks up the first down. They'll stop the clock with 1:46 in the half. Barrington moving very strong on the ground right now. And they've got a first down at the 37 of Wheeling. Here's McQuanzi again. This time he's met by 53 of Wheeling. That's Dalen Draka.
Yeah, 53 high, 12 low.
3-yard gain there for Damaso.
So there's a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Barrington.
Barrington talking things over.
With 1:27 remaining in the half. They're down to the 34 of Wheeling. Opportunity here to add to their lead. I would think they're putting in a few passing plays right now to Where do we stand on timeouts here for Barrington?
I
think it's
think Barrington's got 2 left.
two remaining is what it looks like looking out there at the scoreboard.
So the scoreboard just flashing from 20 to nothing.
Fremd has played exceptional defense so far this year. Here's Davidson handing to Scotty Miller, who's trying to sweep the left end. He does and picks up some yardage. Let's see if it's enough for the first down. It goes out of bounds, so that stops the clock.
Out about the 31-yard line.
Shy of the first down, but it stops the clock with 1:22 remaining, so brings up third down. No running backs in the backfield now, so Davidson is back there. Here comes Miller across.
And whistle blows again. That play stops before it gets started.
Play stopped with Miller receiving the football from Davidson there, but
procedure call against Barrington. That'll move him back 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 3, it's now 3rd and 8.
Wind picking up just a little bit out here. Here's Davidson back to throw. Got great protection. He gets it to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's got a little room to run with, and he's out of bounds just shy of the 5-yard line, it looks like. And that stops the clock with 1:12 remaining.
He takes it down to the Wheeling 7. It's 1st and goal. Barrington, minute 12 for the half.
Here goes to McQuanzie. He's
across the 5.
Or Henderson that time, and he's
Henderson, number 3, is the Bronco ball carrier.
Henderson is your heavy-duty up-the-middle runner, and he's
2nd and goal from the 3.
Down to the 3-yard line. 51 seconds remaining.
Timeout called by
Barrington
Wheeling.
at the 3.
So Wheeling with 1 timeout remaining. 51 seconds left in the half.
Barrington up 28-0 with an excellent opportunity to add to that just before the half, which would be even further deflating for Wheeling, although they've shown good spirit out there playing, but they're just being outmanned and outplayed. And
Schaumburg and Grove tied at 6.
Play selection and everything has been good, and Davidson is leading this team very effectively. Offensive line has been strong. Really not much to dislike about Barrington tonight. They're doing everything well. Comes Wheeling back out to the field, and when play resumes, it's 51 seconds to go in the half. Here's Davidson waiting for the snap from center. He throws a short pass, complete for a touchdown.
Number 15 on reception.
Number 15, that's Michael Nanini, a tight end who just moved out into the just a little bit off to his left. Just a slight angle off to his left into a pocket there that was not well guarded, and Davidson threw a high velocity pass, no chance for any interception or anything, and he put it right to him, and it's another touchdown for Barrington. The kick here is good. It's 35-0 with 48 seconds left to go in the half. Wheeling will receive the football again with another kick.
Davidson to Nannini from 3 yards. 35-0 Barrington.
Barrington so far making a statement in this game that they're one of the top teams. They're more toward the top of that top 25 or 20 rather than the bottom, perhaps, the way they're playing tonight. I believe they're ranked around 19th or so in some of these polls, and they may be moving up a few notches if they continue to play like this.
And the Mid-Suburban League West continuing to show its dominance over the East. I believe the West is 9-3 against the East opponents. And Barrington going to extend that here tonight, it looks like, rather easily.
Mid-Suburban West is a very strong conference this year. We saw Hoffman Estates win over Prospect 22-0 last week, so that program is coming along. Here's the kick. Wheeling, it looks like Branch has got it. He's got a little running room, but not, that closes quickly, and he's brought down around the 31, 32-yard line.
The Barrington kick. Julius Smith and Blake Holly in on the
So Wheeling got 43 seconds here. Try to get something going before going into halftime.
Wildcat 31.
Enough time to throw a few long passes, and that's about it. Here's Branch. He's got almost had some running room there. He
Just got
broke off
tripped
left tackle and turned it in and picked up some yardage there. Stops the clock with 37 seconds left, and they're moving the down markers where Wheeling has the ball at their own 44-yard line.
He had a lot of running room there, but one of the Barrington defenders stuck a hand out and was just able to grab an ankle and bring him down.
Here's Dennis.
Knocked down by his own quarterback.
Ball carrier was 32, Zach Lutz.
So do we give Dennis the tackle on that one?
That might be the way it goes in the book. But now we're down to 15 seconds. Second down, 15 seconds remaining. Time for
Wheeling using their last timeout.
One or two plays potentially, 2 max. Trailing 35-0 and being totally outplayed here by Barrington in the first half. And fine.
Hoffman trailing Meadows
Fine
21-0.
coaching job for Barrington as far as the defense, because Wheeling has scored a lot of points this year and they've put up a lot of yardage and they've run well, and to have them apparently shut out at halftime unless they do something spectacular here in the last 15 seconds is quite impressive.
And not only shut out, but shut out 35-0.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the Barrington offense has been tremendous.
As has the defense.
Here's Dennis rolling right. It's
Intercepted.
And
Interception of a Wheeling pass.
It was an accurate pass, but it just didn't have a whole lot of velocity on that, allowing the Barrington defender to just step in front and take it back the other way. Flag on the field. Holding against Wheeling. And then
Holding against Wheeling and eligible against Barrington.
So it looks like offsetting penalties. Barrington will.
so Barrington with 5 seconds will have a chance to throw let Davidson throw a long pass here and conceivably add to their score. Only 5 seconds left. Maybe they'll just take a knee here, but
looks like they're getting in the take a knee formation.
With the score 35-0 and with only 5 seconds, they're
and there it is.
There's the knee, and so that concludes the first half. Barrington on top, 35-0. Four drives for touchdowns and one possession that featured a long pass from Davidson to Scotty Miller for a very long touchdown pass. The other ones were drives with a mix of running and passing, and totally had total command over the Wheeling defense, both running and passing. One drive featured a lot of swing passes that were successful, and they've had some consistent running at times, and Barrington has done it all here and lead 35-0 at the half against a Wheeling team that came in with a 2-1 record and averaging 375 yards of offense per game. So they've got them shut out at the half, and Barrington putting 35 points on the board. It's been quite impressive for Barrington this half.
Well, we'll be back after halftime in a moment.
Great job from our varsity Brown.
Okay, the team's back out onto the field, and Wheeling getting ready to kick off again. Barrington going to start the ball on offense at the beginning of the second half, leading 35-0. Kickoff taken at the 5. It's back in. Able to get around the outside.
This is Scotty Miller, and he's going to go all the way.
Yes.
And just like that, we're going to be in running clock territory here. With a spectacular start to the second half, after a dominant first half, we have a kickoff return by Scotty Miller for what it was, apparently about 90 yards or so. Or there may have been a flag on the play. Let's see. See what happens.
No, I think
here.
It's good.
It's good. For a while.
Was Looked like a hold against
Hold
Wheeling.
against Wheeling, which will be, of course, declined.
The initial signal is a personal foul against Wheeling. 97 yards, Scotty Miller.
So that took about 19 seconds off the clock. And here we are. It's now 41-0. Barrington lining up for the extra point attempt. It's up. It appears to be good. It is good. So with only 19 seconds gone in the second half, we're 42-0. And in high school football in the state of Illinois, when you get a 40-point advantage, you go to a running clock. The clock is not stopped for incomplete passes or first downs. It's stopped only for injuries on the field. It's stopped to move the teams when there's a turnover. There's a brief time that it's stopped, but most of the time it's not stopped at the traditional time, such as an incomplete pass, and the clock will be running very. We're going to, unless Wheeling scores in a hurry here, we have a very rapid second half in the offense. 42-0. Barrington really pulling everything together here tonight. Offense, defense, special teams. We've had special teams. We've had an execution of an onside kick successfully. We've had a big kickoff return by the special teams. Here's the kick going into the end zone, and Wheeling will start work at their own 20-yard line.
The kick lands in the end zone. It's an automatic touchback.
It looked like it could have been fielded in the field of play, but Wheeling didn't want anything to do with that, so we'll take it at the 20.
Monty Dennis out there at quarterback.
So end around, picks up about 4, maybe 5.
Well, there was 32 sack left. 89, Matt Parsons was stopped for Barrington.
Right now, I don't think Dennis is in. That's Matt Chug in at quarterback, number 12, who's usually a wide receiver, and sometimes I believe he also plays defensive back, has come in at quarterback.
Third down.
Maybe Wheeling thinking a change of pace might help out the offense.
You wonder if he perhaps was shaken up toward the end of the half there. I don't recall that he was down on the field or anything.
Hand off to number 32.
Zach Lett
for no gain.
Wide receiver sweeping to the right. That results in bringing up fourth down and forcing a punt here.
So Wheeling just not able to get anything going here offensively.
Their defense hasn't been able to stop Barrington. It's been quite a performance by the Barrington Broncos. And Wheeling, Dennis was featured in an article in the Tribune today. And the thrust of the article was that the Wheeling program was coming along and he had progressed so well, but it's been a rough night for Dennis and the Wheeling Wildcats.
So the punt bounces out of bounds at about the 45, so Barrington taking over with good field position again.
the Wheeling program has made progress, and they'll undoubtedly have much better nights than this during the remaining part of the season. But right now it's 42-0 with about just over 9 minutes left to go in the third quarter. We barely started the third quarter, and we're 42-0 with a running clock, and Barrington is back in on offense again with good field position. They're at their own 45-yard line after that punt. The statistics were lopsided, as one would expect. Wheeling picked up 59 yards rushing to Barrington's 131 in the first half. Barrington passed for 178. Wheeling passed for 49. Davidson was 11 of 15, 73% in the first half.
So Barrington gets a first down by penalty here on sportsmanlike conduct, gives the Broncos 15 yards and a first down at the Wheeling 40. The wind continuing to pick up here at Barrington.
First downs in the first half were 18 for Barrington, only 4 for Wheeling. So just the statistics conform to the score.
Barrington moving into the wind. The Broncos not able to get anything going with the wind behind them. Hand off up the middle for big yards.
Bronco ball carrier.
Pick up about 7 yards.
55. Alec Gaffin, the stop for Wheeling.
Barrington offense coming into the game was averaging 359 a game. They piled up 309 yards in the first half. Here goes Henriksen.
Picks up maybe a yard.
225-pound running back for Barrington.
Nate King, the ball carrier for Barrington.
Or that was Nate King, who's fairly hefty himself. He's 190 pounds.
The ball carrier was Nate King. 45, Evan Brown to stop for Wheeling.
So some substituting action here for Barrington. And you might as well up 42-0.
Substitutes.
Men some experience.
Barrington is deep, so some of these subs are very good. Here's number 2 on the carry, showing good speed. That's Moran. He's one of the starters at wide receiver, coming around and picking that one up.
Flags fly.
There was a flag on the play.
Wheeling, normally able to assert itself on the ground, has not done so tonight, with only a 3-yard per carry average in the first half. The Barrington defensive line, the whole front 7 on defense, playing exceptionally well.
Horse
collar tackle against Wheeling. That takes him down to the 10-yard line, first and goal. So Wheeling just not able to get out of their own way here tonight.
Here's Barrington sweeping now, picking up good yardage down inside the.
Ball carrier for Barrington, number 20, John Capo, the stop for Wheeling. It's 2nd and Goal from the 3.
With the running clock, we're down to 4 minutes in the third quarter. Just above 4 minutes right now.
Second and goal.
Here's this
from the
power
3.
formation now with 3 running backs. And there's another touchdown.
Touchdown, Damaso Bakwanzi.
48-0, and the kicking team is coming out to try for the extra point.
3-yard touchdown run. And it's 48-0.
Kick is good. Barrington continues to execute flawlessly tonight. Other than a handful of penalties, they haven't done much wrong. 49-0 with about 3.5 minutes left and the clock ticking away with a running clock. So Barrington very impressive. Another team in the conference, Fremd, was up 35-0 over Buffalo Grove at the half.
Barrington just dominating all phases here tonight.
And against a very respectable Wheeling team that came in with a 2-1 record. And good statistics to back it up too. They haven't just been lucky. They weren't just lucky to win 2 games. They've piled up some good yardage running this year, and they played good pass defense. But tonight it's been all Barrington. There the ball takes a backward bounce, and
Barrington with a chance to recover that. But Wheeling able to fall on it after chasing it down. Kicking into a fairly stiff breeze there. Just really knocked that ball down.
wind is coming from the south. Has been getting a little stronger as the game has progressed. For whatever it is, or for whatever help it might be, it's the Wheeling has the wind at their backs right now.
And off up the middle, going nowhere. Picked up one or two maybe.
25, Josh Diaz.
I think we see a number of
37.
a number of new players for Wheeling, for Barrington out there.
Second and 8.
We'll go down the line up here in a little while.
Quarterback keeper around the right side.
That was
Out to about the 42, 43 yard line.
Max Chung again. He's still in at quarterback. Seeing some action here. Both sides are doing some substitution. I don't believe that Dennis is injured. Holding penalty against Wheeling there, so that'll be marked off from the point of the foul and negate much of that gain. They're spotting it at the 29-yard line of Wheeling, and where it'll be 2nd and 5.
Takes the handoff. Short throw off the right side across the 40. That's good for a first down.
That was the final play of the third quarter.
With the running clock, there goes the third quarter. And we've got a 49-0 contest here between Barrington and Wheeling. in a game that had some possibilities based on past records of being reasonably close. Barrington has executed to perfection tonight, and they lead 49-0. They've really totally taken away that Wheeling running game, which has been really the main element of their whole success so far this year.
And Wheeling not trying to pass all that much, trying to get it done on the ground and not being able to.
Yeah, I thought if they had some trouble running, that they would start passing, but they're passing sparingly.
Well, Barrington pass defense with very good pressure on Wheeling, so Wheeling.
I think now we'll see a lot of subs out. Let's see, we've got looks like there's new linebackers in for Barrington. We got number 40 out there right now. That's no, 40 is, or 42 is a backup that's out there right now. Blake Holly and Henry Ryan is out there at a linebacker. So the starters, Bornhofen and Kuhn, Jake Kuhn, Mark Bornhofen and Jake Kuhn, are being rested at this point after playing a superb first half of football.
Hand off, trying the left side, not much there.
I think we've got a whole new defensive line out there for Barrington. The thing with Barrington is that they're pretty deep. They have a 93-man squad. A lot of good athletes out for football at Barrington High.
And there surely doesn't seem to be much of a drop-off with the substitutes in there. There's nowhere to go on that run.
And that
Barrington in the backfield again, drops the ball carrier for a loss of 1.
That brings up 4th down and 8. Score remains 49-0, and we've only got 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go with the clock running. We're going to be under 10 minutes with a running clock here very soon. Here's Wheeling's punt. A little short, off to the right, a little roll dead at about the 27.
The Wheeling punt.
So it is surprising that they're not passing more given the circumstances of this game. It looks like both head coaches have elected to play a fair number of backups.
And this is the time to do it. You never know when that experience will come in handy.
Barrington has number 8, Anthony DeVita, in at quarterback. He's a senior, 6'4", 175 pounds. Seeing some action.
So Paul Lee out across the 30 to the 31. Little swing pass, able to make a man miss, but not the next two.
Anthony DeVita complete to number 82, Brennan Melnichuk.
Looks like we lost like about a yard there.
Second and
So 3rd and 8 coming up here.
8.
Pass play.
Pass was high.
Bronco pass.
Dropped, and here's where we would normally have a clock stop, but the clock keeps running we're under 8.5 minutes to go in the game.
And in a game like this, that really is a mercy. So Barrington on for what I believe is their first punt of the evening. 4th and 8 here.
Quite sure that's the case.
Tackled immediately.
Fielded by Wheeling, but the carrier is the receiver is brought down immediately. Receiver's name was unusually hard to pronounce. Ala Argunde was the receiver there, and he was tackled for no gain after fielding that punt.
Saying incomplete on that one, a diving attempt.
Thrown into a crowd there, came close to being intercepted. Clock keeps ticking away. We're down to 6:42 and winding down. Barrington with all subs out there now.
Low snap, able to grab it as the quarterback.
This is Chung showing some speed around left end.
Knocked out of bounds about the 44-yard line. Picked up the first down.
Well, Fremd was up 35-0 at halftime over Buffalo Grove, and Fremd and Barrington meet in the last game of the Mid-Suburban West. And even at this early stage of the season, that looks like it's going to be a very, very important game.
Next week we will be at Fremd as they host the Hoffman Estates Hawks, so we'll have a chance to see them. Quarterback keeper. Again out around the 30 for a first down.
Fremd has one of the leading defenses in the Chicago area. They've only allowed 13 points so far this year. And they're averaging 177 yards per game, which is about 100 yards better than Barrington is doing. Actually, Barrington is Barrington is averaging
bad snap,
closer to 300 per game.
on.
So quite a bit better than Barrington on defensively, and of course this Barrington defense has accorded itself very well tonight and played and completely stifled the Wheeling offense. And Fremd is actually about Barrington is 277 and versus 177 for Fremd, so it's a 100-yard difference in overall average defense in favor of Fremd. So their defense is really, it's really got to be special. We're down to a little over 4 minutes now. When you don't stop for incomplete passes or anything, it just goes off the clock very quickly.
So Chung with another keeper tries to cut it up inside. Not much there.
We're seeing some of the players that will be playing a lot over the next year or two for Barrington and Wheeling, getting some experience out, some game time experience. Here's Chung. He has trouble handling the football that time. I think he was trying to hand it off, but it fell out. He recovered his own fumble there. That brings up fourth down. We're
about 25 yards to go.
So Barrington will stay unbeaten, go to 4-0. Wheeling will level at 2-2. Here's
And off to number 3.
That's Isaac Branch back in. He's a regular starter for them, and he picked up some yardage on that one. He's
picked up about 10 yards, but the ball goes over on downs. So Barrington will have it first and 10 from their own 35.
This is another spot where it would normally stop, but the clock keeps ticking.
And off up the middle. About a 2-yard gain by number 29 for Barrington.
41 Cole Holmesworth, the stop for Wheeling.
Number 8, DeVita, remains in at quarterback.
And off again, trying up the middle, and he's just swallowed up.
Gives off to number 4. That's Paul Lee, a junior running back.
51.
5'9", 180.
Yoni Medina on the stop for Wheeling.
A lot of players seeing action right now. We've got a big junior tackle out there, Salvador Garola, 6'4", 285, number 77. Getting some game experience. Oops. Incomplete pass there.
Pass falls incomplete.
Dropped by number 87.
Those swing passes have been open much of the night, and on one drive were a big part of a Barrington rather rapid march for a touchdown early in the first half. We're under a minute now and ticking away. Barrington will punt again.
Oh, almost blocked, but he gets
He
away a boomer.
A tremendous punt, a very high punt. It just went out of bounds, so there'll be no run back at all, and it went out of bounds at about the 20. At the 25, they're going to mark it. We've got 17 seconds, 16. We're ticking down right now here. May be hard for Wheeling to get a playoff here the way it's ticking away. We're down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds. That appears to be the ball game right now. We're not going to see another play, so that's it. 49-0. Barrington with a very impressive showing here tonight. Offensively, defensively, special teams. Really nothing that they didn't do right. So with the 4th game of the season, they're 4-0, and they really showed great form, and they're ready to go into the regular Mid-Suburban West play on real momentum here off of this game. And the opponent that appears to be the strongest challenger to Barrington is Fremd, and that's the last game of the season. So Barrington puts on quite a display of good football in all the departments of the game tonight. Their quarterback Davidson was 73%, so his season a little bit below his season average, but still 73, which is exceptional. And he was 76 coming into the game, so he'll probably level off at about 75% for the first 4 games completion percentage. So that concludes a very lopsided game that we really didn't think would be anywhere near this one-sided, based on the way Wheeling had been running the football and playing good pass defense in their prior games. But the performance of Barrington transcended everything that Wheeling tried to do tonight.
So tune in next week where we will see the Fremd Vikings hosting the Hoffman Estates Hawks in an MSL West matchup.
Yeah. Okay.
So for John
Yeah,
Anderson,
okay,
I'm
yeah.
Bruce Anderson.
Okay.
See you again next week. Thanks for watching.